Alright, I have a confession to make. My MS journey, it hasn't been as fine and dandy, easy and peachy as it may have seemed from the outside looking in. I'll be honest. When you see people sharing their healing journeys, it can sometimes feel so curated, so polished, like they've got it all figured out. But let me be real with you. This process has been nothing but shadow work. It's been deep inner healing, a level of self-reflection that I didn't even know I was capable of. I remember the moment I got diagnosed. It was in 2016. I had no idea what MS could possibly bring. The only thing I knew about it was that we needed to raise money for it when I was in elementary school. We went door to door, we read books to raise money. I didn't know what it entailed until I was diagnosed with it. But in that instant, my life shifted. The first symptoms, it hit me like a ton of bricks, and it literally knocked me off of my feet. From partial paralysis to optic neuritis, not being able to walk, I felt disconnected from my body, like it betrayed me. You don't realize how much you take for granted, like walking and seeing clearly, until you suddenly can't do those things anymore. I didn't feel strong. I felt lost. I know that some of you watching this may feel the same way right now. Whether you've been diagnosed with MS or facing your own storm. At first, I was angry. I kept asking, like, why me? And I know that's a question so many of us ask. But here's the truth. Why me will keep you stuck in the same spot. The real question is, what now? If I'm being honest, my lowest point wasn't the diagnosis itself. It was what came after that. The depression, the fatigue, mentally, physically, emotionally. I was so deep in my own head. I felt like a stranger in my own body, in my own life. MS didn't just challenge my body, it forced me to confront myself, the parts of me I avoided or I didn't want to see. I had to face my shadows, and let me tell you, doing shadow work isn't glamorous. It's messy, it's painful, it's sitting with your fears, the anger, the self-doubt, and asking, what are you trying to teach me? There were days that I wanted to give up, but you know what kept me going? A little whisper of hope and this deep sense inside that there had to be more, that this struggle wasn't going to define me, it was going to refine me. The turning point for me was making the decision to fight for myself. And when I say fight for myself, I mean to fight for my health. And let me be clear, I wasn't fighting MS. I was fighting to become the best version of myself. I started very small. I started journaling, breathing deeply, sitting in silence, even when the thoughts in my head were screaming. Then I found yoga. I remember the first time I got on the mat. My body was stiff, my balance was off, and still something that I'm working on. And I felt so frustrated. But yoga showed me something important. Progress is progress, no matter how slow it is. With every stretch, every pose, I started reconnecting with my body. My body wasn't my enemy, it was my guide. I learned to listen to it, to nourish it with food, movement, and rest. Yoga became my therapy, my release, and most importantly, my proof that healing is possible. And it wasn't just physical. Yoga taught me how to calm my mind, how to breathe through hard moments, and it taught me resilience. One of the biggest lessons that MS taught me is that healing is not linear. It's not about perfection. It's about progress. Some days are strong, some days are hard, but every day is a chance to show up for yourself. I also had to let go of the version of me that was living for everyone else, people pleasing, avoiding my truth, silencing my emotions. MS became my greatest teacher. It forced me to look inside, to do the inner work, to reconnect with myself, and to love every part of me, even the broken, messy, imperfect parts. I've learned that I don't need to have it all together to start healing. You just need to make one decision that you're worth fighting for, because you are. So to you watching this right now, if you're in a place of struggle, if your body, your mind, or your life itself feels like it's falling apart, I want you to know this. You are not alone. Your struggle, it isn't the end of your story. Healing, it can be very messy. Growth is uncomfortable, but it is so worth it. Start small. Take a deep breath. Write out your thoughts. Move your body in any way that you can. And most importantly, be patient. Be patient and be kind with yourself. This is your journey, and every step you take matters. For me, my journey with MS, it turned out to be the beginning of something beautiful, my awakening, my purpose, my healing, and you have that power within you too. This isn't the end. Things are not falling apart. This is just the beginning. They're falling into place. If this resonates with you, I'd love to hear your story, because healing with a like-minded community makes the process so much easier. And if you're just starting your healing journey and would like a little inspiration, subscribe to my channel. Stick around and know this: together we're going to make it through. Thank you for letting me share my truth. I'm sending you so much love, strength, and light. I'll see you in the next video. Peace.
From the dirt, past pain to hurt, always making it work, yeah. Warrior from birth, built it up from the dirt, past pain to hurt, always making it work.